Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we are back with a brand new video. A brand new video that has me starting off looking like Professor X here because still I can't get my head around it. It is absolutely scrambled up here, people, because what I just saw from that performance, that effort, that work rate and that result is not only one of the best results that we've ever had. That goes in there in the upper echelons of one of the best results ever by a Scottish team in European football. As we are here to talk about Rangers 4, Dortmund 2, away from home. No bad for a cheeky wee pub league team, people, and that is where I'm going with this because, you know, Sam, since the draw's been done and obviously we went and looked at it and no one was giving us a chance in this game. Literally nobody was giving us a hope or a prayer for this game up here. It was going to be a 2 or 3 nothing, blah blah blah, and if we got away with just getting beat by a couple of goals, we'd done alright to take it back to Ibrox. But this Rangers team not only showed up, people, they went out there and done it. And you know, we said in yesterday's preview video that hard work will beat talent when talent Disney work hard enough. That is what we said in yesterday's video because I believed we could get a result for this game. But in saying that and using that sentence is a complete injustice to this Rangers team because that wasn't the way it went. Dortmund came in there and they tried to play, but Rangers not only worked their absolute arses off, they went and showed everyone their talent. The talent that is in Scottish football, the talent that is in this Rangers team. And honestly, I am so damn proud of every single one of them because to a man, for starters to substitutes, they all came on and fought for each other, and that is the romance of football, and that is why we absolutely love and dedicate our entire lives to watching this frickin' sport for that. Not only even just the result, right, but just seeing that performance against all odds, man. Honestly, so damn proud every single one of them. And today's video is going to be filled with one-liners and filled with so much stuff, and it's probably going to be a ridiculous length, but if there's ever a game that deserved rambles, it is that one right there. Because honestly, from the first whistle, you went, okay, the Rangers team are well and truly up for this. You saw the high press, you saw the intensity, and you saw the belief that we could get something for that game. And we go back to a couple of weeks ago, all that was void, not only in terms of how the players were playing, but what was being asked of these players' tactics and how we set up. Well, that is well and truly ripped up in the carpet. We got our balls twanged a couple of weeks ago, and ever since we have well and truly responded, and not only responded, the pieces we've been able to bring in to the team has fired us to creating this incredible beast of a Rangers squad that is honestly a joy to watch. And I know there's a second leg and all that, but I didn't care about that. I just want to talk about the facts, and the facts were we were absolutely incredible in the game. I mean, Ryan Kent gets absolute lambasted from pillar to post every time there's a point dropped at Rangers, but Ryan Kent looked tonight like Marco Royce does in all his wee YouTube highlights and skill compilations. He was well and truly unplayable. Because that phrasing and those words gets fired around far too easily these days, people, when one person does one thing in a game, but that was a complete and utter masterclass for the man. And if you look up unplayable into the old dictionary right frickin' now, you'll see Ryan Kent drop in a wee Ryan Kent frickin' shimmy, because the closest any Dortmund player, I'm talking about Jude Bellingham, I'm talking about Akanji, I'm talking about World Cup winning Hummels, the closest they got to Ryan Kent was after the full-time whistle when they walked up and asked for his shirt. But trust me, that won't be the only time you hear Ryan Kent's name throughout today's video, and his performance deserves you to wait long enough in today's video to hear what that man done at the brightest stages against the best opposition he'll probably play this season. But he wasn't the only in. And before I get lost and I start scattering and going on other shop, maybe doing a wee Ryan Jack and just being absolutely everywhere, wee special shout out to Barisic. Because we all know how the Celtic game went, and again, I'll put my hands up and say that was the worst performance I've seen a Rangers player play in a long time, and I was nervous coming into this game for him when I seen him coming in. But you talk about taking your chance and really redeeming yourself and just going at it. That was a brilliant performance for him as well, and I wanted to give him a wee special mention because We are going to talk about a chance that he was involved in within the first couple minutes of this game, but it starts off originally with Ryan Jack winning the ball back beautifully, and he done that all afternoon. A wee switchy play out to the left-hand side. The ball eventually finds its way to Ryan Kent, and Ryan Kent, honestly, man, he's skilling, he's thrilling, he's looking like a Michael Jackson video in the late 80s. There was just moves happening, and when he does flip that over, Barisic, who we just mentioned, actually continues his run on. He goes 1v1-ish with the goalkeeper. I mean, there's somebody coming in, but I think he hesitates just a little bit. Again, that's the confidence thing as well, when he just hesitates, but gets a shot on target, forces the goalkeeper into a good save, and that, I think, was a very important moment in the game. Yes, it didn't result in a goal. Maybe Barisic could have done this, maybe he could have squared it, blah, 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 but just seeing us being able to carve through them like that and create that chance, it was almost like the players went, alright, I really believe in these aggressive tactics. But despite us playing well and looking really sharp in the opening 15 minutes, that didn't mean that Dortmund wasn't offering nothing in this game. And they'll maybe try and have people painting a narrative and feeling sorry for themselves because they didn't see Rangers getting spanked tonight. So they'll try and cover themselves with a denial blanket and say that Dortmund never turned up, or they were terrible and they never played sharp enough, or they didn't try. No, Dortmund done a lot of things well in this game. We were just better on the day, and you're looking back in the 15th minute of the game, this will be one of those things that you look at and say Dortmund should have scored in this game. It's a free header, Zagadou 6 yards out, he headers into the ground, but thankfully ends up just in the lovely chest of Alan McGregor as he just cushions it in, and that was well and truly a scare in this game that was filled with scares, because despite another wee 15-minute spell in the game where we were carving opportunities and getting almost and maybes, the next major opportunity was again our boy Barisic, and I'm going to give him his credit here because I love this. 30th minute of the game, a ball goes in behind to Marco Reus. I don't know how he gets a back heel when he's running out the park. He somehow back heels it, and the ball curves back in like Jelavic is using his force powers for that cup final, and somehow it's gone in, ruined the goalkeeper. But Barisic is sharp, he's alert, he's on it, and he gets it cleared off the line. And it was after that, and the spell that was gone, where Rangers would have a good move but then Dortmund would have a good move, you went, this is going to be a very, very good footballing game. This is football played the right way. And 7 minutes later, we get to see the modern day football actually be rewarded and everything, because it's a set piece wonderfully delivered in by our boy Tavernier. It goes to Goldson, and I'm thinking, oh, that was unlucky. As we get another spell of possession, it goes down to the left-hand side, and then the ref blows the whistle, and I'm like, what's he blowing the whistle for? We're on the attack. What's he doing? Oh, it's VAR. And it was VAR people, as VAR looks into it and quite clearly sees the ball getting whipped in. Connor Goldson misses it, and then I thought the defender headed it away, but used this bad boy right here like he was playing volleyball. Great spot by VAR, and aye, people will moan and complain about Rangers getting a penalty, but never forget, people who's clamouring for VAR. The R in VAR stands for Rangers. And up steps Tavernier, which again, I'll be honest with you, I'm still very, very nervous, but he ends up doing something that his brother done not too long ago at Old Trafford, done the wee shimmy as he's running up and tucked it to the left-hand side of the goalkeeper, sending the goalie the wrong way. Shout out to the skipper, who again is one of the most criticised players I've ever seen in football, people. But once again, when Rangers are needing somebody to step up, he never shies away. Does he sometimes miss? Does he sometimes have a bad game? Does he sometimes mess up when he tries to cross? Aye, but he's never, ever, ever hiding on the football park, and that was a big moment for Rangers, and he set us on our way, and you're thinking, can we dream now that we're 1-0 up? And you know what's crazy? There is a part of me that believes I have went on to dream, because what I saw next was just straight out of a total recall implant dream up in the noggin, because not only did we take the lead away from home to Dortmund, we then kept going for the ball, kept pressuring, and then after a good spell of possession and good play of football from us that eventually ends with Morelos having a shot that's well saved by the goalkeeper, it goes out for a corner, and up steps the skipper again. Wonderful ball floated in. It meets the gorgeous forehead of Joe Rebo. It's a move we've seen many, many times, and the ball is dropping in at the back post. But shout out to whoever, and I mean whoever, scored at the back post, because that goal there is sensational. And yes, Morelos did take it off Joe Rebo, but you know what I love about this Rangers team? Go back and look at the highlights. Joe Rebo's no bothered at all. I'm no bothered. No one's bothered. That was all about slapping the ball into the back post. And One of the best attributes a striker can have is being at the right place at the right time. Gary Lineker made a career of scoring goals like that, so long may that continue for the El Buffalo, and he gets his goal, his overall performance deserved as well, because he's throwing centre-backs about, man. Akanji, Zagadou, Hummels, man, honestly, Hud Hummels, who's a World Cup winning centre-back on skates, and he was throwing him about like an empty plastic bag, and we have to accept scraps for that laddie. Look what he's doing to incredible, ridiculously priced centre-backs. That is Alfredo Morelos, and since he's came back, by the way, his attitude, his work rate, it's the best I've ever seen him. I mean, I've been critical of him over the years and been disappointed with this and this and this, and I'm sure a lot of people was, but this rainy form, the work rate, the way he's looking, he's fitter, he's sharper, he's gone for it. This is the best he's ever been, and long may that continue, because there's nobody fricking near him. We go out in the second half, and I'm thinking to myself, we can't top that. There's no way you were able to give what we gave in that first half and replicate it in the second half. You just didn't see that for a football team. There's always that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. It always happens in football. Well, people, we were down in that potion and we stayed. Because look at the way we started the second half. Even though Dortmund brought on other millions and millions and millions pounds worth players with Gio Reyna, who, by the way, I don't know if you know this, there's actually a fun fact and a fun link with him and Giovanni. I'll tell you later, don't worry about it. I'll mention it sometime later on, but we bring on him, he brings on another German internationalist, but it didn't make any difference. Now, after a bright start to Rangers that resulted in a corner and some good attacking plays and nearlies off the seats, the third goal of the game comes, and honestly, I'm struggling to make eye contact with you right now, because this right here is just dirty. People, Ryan frickin' Kent. Ryan Kent takes not one, not two, not three players out the game. I mean, not only does he run away from Jude Bellingham, Gio Reyna, he then goes 1v1 versus Akanji and cuts inside the box. He went that way. That boy had to buy a ticket to get back in to play the rest of the second half. That's how badly it was done and sent by Ryan Kent. But then after you've done the skills and everything like, what you got, Kent? Well, what he's got is he's head up. He finds Lundstram, who steps up and curls one with the lefty, people, that curls right round the goalie and tucks in to the side. And the unbelievable goal. I love the way that kisses the inside, and that's something that he deserves as well. And I took so much crap for backing him and talking about saying we need to put him back in the squad, but even I didn't think he was able to bring what he's bringing to this Rangers team, because him and Ryan Jack, honestly, Xavi and Iniesta could have learned something for these two, because they were just running, dominating, bullying, chasing everything. I mean, Lundstram was making 50-50s look like 80-20s, people, and not only was he doing the ugly side, again, he's just scored with his weak foot outside the box, giving the goalkeeper no chance and sending us 3-0. If that doesn't win goal of the week, I'm going to be absolutely spewing. Honestly, man, I'm getting dizzy here. I'm getting light-headed. I need to slow down a wee bit, but unfortunately the game didn't slow down for there, and Dortmund end up getting their goal that you always knew they were going to get. We touched on that in yesterday's preview video. They are built to score goals, and they always will score goals, but it's annoying. Can I just say, it's annoying. I'm just putting it out there. I know, fantastic result, but it's annoying the way it comes round, because the way it happens is Barisic puts in a gorgeous slide tackle inside the box, and it just shows you where his luck is right now. Gorgeous slide challenge. It drops right out to a Dortmund player, and Jude Bellingham does what he does is he curls it beyond Tavernier and beyond McGregor. It's a world-class goal, but when you're worth whatever he's worth, what, 100 million you're seeing flung around, you're expecting that type of finish. But aye, it was annoying the way they got lucky with the Barisic tackle. But where, at this point, I could have picked up a fork with the old arse cheeks, people. I was getting a wee bit nervous. Rangers just showed that they weren't getting nervous at all. And again, our boy Ryan Kent. I mean, it originally starts with Ryan Jack, who was simply magnificent. I'm going to start calling him Ryan Killstreet Jack, because he doesn't play every game, and we've got to win a couple of games. We've got to go through a wee couple of things to get him back in the team, but every time he comes in, he's like a kill streak for Call of Duty, man. He's just unbelievable. Man of the match every time he plays. But he wasn't the only Ryan that was dropping man of the matches. No, let's go back to Ryan Kent, because he goes here and does another two Dortmund, but just rinses another two. He's out there looking like Shang Tsung for Mortal Kombat, taking folk souls, does the bay for them, drops them, finds Joe Rebo, on feet of Bix himself, jogs and just gallops and glides across, gets his head up, he finds Alfredo Morelos. Now, originally, Morelos, I thought he shot this and it went in the back of net, so I'm sitting here going, oh, I'm like Austin 316, I'm doing this, all sorts of people. Then I'm seeing the linesman going up and going, what's happening here, people? Because I don't know what the linesman actually saw, because Morelos was nowhere near offside, and neither was Scotty Arfield, who maybe was the one that was flagged for offside, but neither are anywhere near it. But thankfully, again, there is VAR, and the VAR overrules a horrendous decision by the linesman. That may be one of those cases where now the linesmen and all that know they can rely on VAR. So I don't know. Hey, I'm on my phone. Oh, it's offside, I think. Get somebody to check it. That's the only way that offside is explained, but thankfully again VAR overrules the decision and it is 4-1 to Rangers after they kind of deflected it. I think it's gone as an own goal. Again, I've not watched too much yet because I was away celebrating and loving life and being happy troops. I think this one's an own goal. I think he's trying to find Arfield, but I couldn't care less. I'm just going to say it's a Morelos goal because it's what he deserves. And you know what's crazy? It was nearly 5 in the 67th minute after Ryan Jack. Jude Bellingham runs right at him, right, and he's doing some skill moves inside the box, and Jacko goes, that'll do, thanking you. He finds Mr. Ryan Kent, of course he does. He gallops by another one. He finds Joe Rebo down the left-hand side, and Rebo tries that kind of outside toe poke, whatever you want to call it, and unfortunately just goes wide. But I absolutely love all of that. And again, I'm going all the way back to the interception and the tackle for Ryan Jack inside our 6-yard box. Honestly, if he was English and had cool haircut, he'd be at Man City and worth £150 million, people. And that's how the game was gone. Again, 4-1 up, deservedly so, may I add. We still had nearlies and other chances, and if that could have been 5, it could have been 6, it could have been other. We had a dangerous set piece, but unfortunately, people, we had just gave so much in the game. You could see it. I mean, Joe Rebo was blowing like me after I make one run backwards in the defence at 5. So he was absolutely out on his feet, and he kind of gets caught here in the 82nd minute when we try and give it to him. He's just gone. He's gave so much in the game, so much off the ball running. It kind of hits off him. He gives the ball away, and then it goes out to Guerrero, and he cuts inside. It's a wonderful goal, wonderful finish, but I'm not going to sit here and slam anybody or call. They've gave everything in that game. You could see it for the big man. He could barely walk off for the substitution, so I'm not going to take a dig or anything like that. That was just one of those things that happens when you give your heart and a soul in a game and you can barely move. Things like that can happen, and that was a wonderful finish to make it 4-2 in the game of football. Mercifully, Gio then took Joe Rebo off. Again, if we're being overly critical, you could see he was done 5 minutes before that, but eventually comes off, and Ramsey comes on, and Ramsey had a brilliant moment defensively versus Gio Reyna, who I don't know if you know this, but he's actually got a really fun fact and an interesting tie with Rangers manager Gio. Anyway, I'll mention that later on in the video. I'll not tell you, you've probably never heard it anyway, but he does some great work on him. He gets involved, he wins a couple of clever free kicks, he's calm on the ball, and I'm loving what I'm seeing for Aaron Ramsey. I'm loving what I'm seeing for Kamara. I'm loving what I'm seeing from young Sands, who came in as we dropped to a back three. Something we've kind of talked about on the last couple of weeks on the channel, but I think that may come into your game. I was very nervous at seeing it, but after seeing it being played out, you're sitting back going, aye. The full-time whistle goes about the 95th minute of the game, and you're sitting back. Again, you probably saw me, I'm still right now absolutely scattered up here, but there is one thing that I want everyone to take away for that game, because there'll be a lot of sensationalism and a lot of people saying this and taking digs at Dortmund, saying, oh, they've threw out this, or they're not playing well, or they're rebuilding this, blah, blah, blah. That is nonsense. The one thing that people need to remember and take away for this game is it was Rangers 4, Dortmund 2. Deservedly. But that is the game recap. If you're looking for man of the matches, good luck in saying it. And what I can't wait for, by the way, is to get this video up, because I want to ask you your man of the matches, and I really want you to just tell me the first name that comes into your mind. Then scroll down to the comments, because I can guarantee you there'll be 5, there'll be 6 names out there. And again, that's a credit to the players. So get involved if you're still watching. Just say the first name that comes into your head and scroll down and see what everyone else is freaking saying. But that's me all done and dusted now. I'm honestly like a kid at Christmas. I just want to get this up to share this moment and read the comments. So if you're watching, get involved, and if you didn't mind hitting the like button and subscribing if you enjoy the channel, that would be sensational as well. And until next time, people, I've been CJanovo992. That has been a very confused Rocky, as there was a lot of running and singing and dancing during that game. And until next time, take care of yourselves, all the best, and bye bye.